Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Renata and I'm starting this channel and I want to talk to you guys a little about spiritual awakening. Just creating this channel really to be able to exchange information and experiences that you guys are having and that I'm having, and talk to you guys. What are you guys thinking? How are you going through this process? How is it to deal with your old you and the new you? How you feeling? If you are a bit lost in the process, if there's some new changes that you're doing in your daily basis, in your diet, and how are you dealing with some changes that the universe is bringing to you. I'd like to talk a little about how this thing is right now happening to myself. So first of all, I would just like to share that I'm spiritually awaken process. I started receiving a lot of signals from the universe in different ways, things that I've always believed. Let's say that I was always like spiritually aware, so I was always part of the spiritual world. That was something that always actually caught my attention and I was always interested in. So I've done numerology a bunch of times, tarot cards. I got a tarot cards reading for me a few times, and for years now I have interest in the spiritual world, but this year specifically felt drawn to it. Okay, so it feels like there was a calling for me, that something clicked and my whole life was going to change. First started with me by reading a book called Money and the Law of Attraction. It was in a very weird situation of my life. I cannot really say that it was a bad situation because I wasn't anywhere close to feel bad about myself or anywhere close to, let's say, not being happy, but there was something missing really, and I was like, there is something more. And in this period that I was looking for something more, I was a bit like full of heavy energy and I was going through a few things. I had just moved to this new house and there was this guy who I was dealing with, and he wasn't dealing with me in a way that I wanted him to. It's causing me to keep pushing this heavy energy and get angry and everything. And this guy, he was a spiritual coach. After me like launching all my negativity and problematic, chaotic self onto him, he sent me this book and he said, read it, I think you're gonna like it. And at that time I was just a bit angry at him and how everything was happening. So I was literally like, yeah, whatever. Who does he think he is that like now he's just gonna send me some self-help book and everything's gonna be fine? But then something about the attraction in the title of the book caught my attention. I decided that I actually wanted to give it a chance because I was drowning in my own heavy energy and drowning into my own negativity that I felt like I needed a gasp for air, like day by day a little bit, and started helping me in a way that brought me to a realization of myself that I never expected. That's where boom, my life changed. This book, they actually talk about the process of pivoting and shifting your negative state to a positive state and what you want for your life, and to focus and put your energy on something that you actually want instead of creating a problem and putting this energy into this problem, and one thing leads to the other. So when you see, you're just in a snowball of whatever you're causing. So if you're in a positive energy, if you're smiling in the street, someone's going to smile back to you, something that's going to happen. The same way goes with negativity. So if you wake up angry and you do something that is not fun or good for someone, if you start your day in a bad way, there's a ton of bad things to come because that's where you're putting your energy in, and that's how the universe responds back to you. There's a lot of teachings, there's a lot of personal details of people who had experiences in many situations, with a lot of examples of how to deal with the life daily situations when you encounter yourself in a difficult position. A lot of examples that I started using on my daily basis, and funny enough, a lot of changes and a lot of different things already started happening to me because of this practice, because of the repetition, because of the search of something better. One thing led to another. I'm sure you guys have heard about The Secret before. It's a book and it's a movie too. So I've been talking to a lot of my friends about this Money and the Law of Attraction, which is a book. So some people, they are busy with other stuff and their other priorities. So I always also say, have you seen The Secret before? And most of them have, actually. But what I felt to myself, it's that when you're not ready to receive that spiritual message, everything that you hear is just gonna sound differently inside your mind and in your brain. Your brain is not gonna storage that thing in the way that it should. So for me, what happened is I read this book again and again, and the more I was reading, I felt like I was prepared in a different level. So I was storing more information and things started making more sense. So there was a lot of like chapters in the book that when I reread it, I was like, oh my God, this makes sense, because I didn't understand before what really meant, because I wasn't in that stage yet. So what I advise to you, if you have read The Secret before, or if you have read this book before and you're still in the same stage of your life, it's like, oh, this thing didn't work for me, maybe you weren't so ready, maybe your search wasn't so big and this didn't correspond to you in such a big way like it was supposed to. So I read this book again and I watched the documentary again until I was able to filter every single thing that they say. And since I started living by the positive way, I'm gonna tell you, this is my experience, a lot of good things started happening. My friends' eyes started opening, my eyes started opening for a lot of things that I was doing, and I'm trying to change daily the way I see things and the way I handle things. I used to be a very explosive person. I'm not being any hypocrite. As I said, this is my awakening in progress. I still get angry a lot about a lot of situations that I just try to handle in a different way. And if there's something that upset me, it doesn't stick anymore for as long as it used to stick. So I just try to shift, you know? So this is the brain giving you a hint. Okay, you're getting angry now. What are you gonna do to change it? Are you gonna just pile up and make this into a worse thing and cause you more problems? Or are you gonna just shift and listen to a song that you like that make you smile? You're gonna do something that makes you feel happy. How are you gonna handle this situation? You wanna stay in this, or do you wanna get somewhere better? I'm trying every day, and a lot of things have changed for me, and I'm taking a break from work and I'm just trying to dedicate myself into me and figuring out what I want. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there going through the same thing as me, and I want us to share the same experience, because there are times of confusion that I just feel like, is that the right thing that I have to do? Is that the thing that I'm doing that is working out? Okay, some days it just feels like nothing is really moving, but I think a process is a process. It's not a change that happens from a day to another. If you believe in something so hard, your change can definitely be from a day to the other. But how much do you want something? How much do you believe in something? And I'm trying to fix my whole lifestyle of a lifetime into something completely different in a short time. So it feels like confusion because I'm trying to change my whole self. I'm not focusing on one thing specifically to change. So I don't believe that my change is like from a day to another. But I can tell you that since this happened to me 3 months ago, a lot of things changed in my life already for the best. So I hope you guys like this channel and comment and leave me your experience too. I would love to talk to you and to exchange experiences and see what we can talk about and come to understanding of things. That what are you doing to get close to yourself? What are you doing for your change? What are you feeling in this spiritual awakening and this new path in your journey? Are you changing anything in extraordinary measures? That's it. So leave your comment for me, please, and let's talk about it. I'm actually super excited for this to happen, and I really want to talk to you guys about what's going on with you and bring up more subjects that I can discuss with too, because there's a lot of things that I would like to share and talk to you guys about. Okay? Have a good day. Enjoy.